Welcome back to 10K coverage. Mr. X joined by Chance, just getting this lobby underway. It's going to be FaZe versus ISO. It's going to be a semi-final matchup. There's a quarterfinal still to be played on the other side. We can actually, you know what, we'll show the bracket here in a second. Show you guys where we're at. So just refresh this. We can show the bracket real quick. It's going to be Optic Gaming waiting the winner of TCM versus Strictly Business. So that SB TCM match that has yet to begun. That is a quarterfinal matchup. We'll just go through this so you guys can see everything. That is going to be a quarterfinal matchup that will affect this match all the way at the top. So Optic Gaming has beaten Elevate. So they are awaiting the winner of TCM versus SB. That'll be the top half semifinals. Over here on the bottom, this is the match that we are going to be seeing right now. It's going to be FaZe going up against iSolation. If you're just new, iSolation Esports. Dito, Lethal, Mama God, and Nelson. So that's going to be their roster for today. Waiting for everybody to get in here, but predictions here, Chance. I think we're probably going to end up with a Optic Gaming versus FaZe final. My opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. FaZe, I'm pretty confident they're going to beat Llama God, Dito, and crew. Optic Gaming is Optic Gaming, so I wouldn't expect anything less out of them other than the finals. So yeah, no way I can argue with you for most things at all, and I'm definitely not going to argue with that.
I think this will be a close series, though. I think you know, Dito brings kind of a veteran leadership to this ISO team. I like the way Llama God, Havoc, and Nilsson play. I think it'll be a very interesting matchup. I don't think it'll be. It'll probably be as close, I think, TR versus FaZe was. Obviously, FaZe wins 3-0, but that match was fairly close. I say this one's kind of about the same. I think it's close. I think FaZe that breaks them open, though. I think FaZe probably wins either 3-0 or 3-1.
I see. I feel bad because I can't contribute. Because you're right. I imagine this is what Ben feels like on the quick scope, to where you just say something and like I can try and argue. Like I can say no, like they'll definitely win the search and destroy, and the hard point's going to be a blowout. But even then, it's just it's a stretch.
It's smart enough that you know not to argue. Ben doesn't know that. Ben just keeps going.
I'd like to argue because I enjoy arguing, but then I'm just gonna look stupid after it's finished. And I feel I have nothing to contribute. Like literally, after you say something like that, like yeah, like I think most people would agree. FaZe probably gonna beat them.
Tell us about your weekend, Chance.
It's not gonna be huge.
Tell us about your weekend. What'd you do this weekend?
My weekend? So I went on a road trip to an undisclosed city at a college I go to, which I'm not gonna name.
He goes to NC State.
Yeah, to NC State in Raleigh. Just to like figure out apartment stuff. So I ended up like pulling an all-nighter to do that. So I went to bed at like 5:30, 6 o'clock last night. Woke up at 3 a.m. this morning.
Solid.
Had a nice little like Call of Duty session. Got a little workout in. Came back and played some drums. And then now we're talking about video games, which is cool. But I'm completely exhausted. And like
I think it was probably all the drums you were playing. It was probably all the drums. All the drums got you all tired.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of Death Grips, but if you listen to their music and just imagine trying to drum along to that, it's pretty exhausting. Just because it's like ridiculously spastic and it has like a measured tempo. It like makes sense musically, but it's still like radical and off the wall.
I'm more of a karaoke person. I don't play instruments. I'm more of a karaoke type of guy, Chance.
I mean, I'm down if you want to do like karaoke casting, where I like throw out some lines and you just like break into song for whatever the line is.
Nah, the people don't want to hear my singing voice. It's actually awful. But game started up. We should probably talk about it. It's going to be FaZe versus ISO. Hoop in the hill start things off. Going to be able to take out one player. Slasher up top on small crane. Going to take one player out. Going to just watch the back. Going to be taken out though pretty quick. But interesting. FaZe from the the bad spawn, so to speak, ends up breaking ISO right off the bat. Not a good sign for ISO here.
Okay, yeah, sure. I want to go back to the whole singing thing. I'm sure most people would be happy to hear you for at least like 30 seconds, and then after that, they would like get their fill and then just no more Mr. X singing, but I'd still be interested. But anyway, yeah, back to the game, able to retain control of that hill, or able to break it, and then get control. Hugh getting a 2-piece on Lethal and Nelson, though, but still Llama God chilling out in the hill with control. So they have about a 6-point lead after that first hill, and the rotation is kind of split right now. 2 players from each team kind of having some gunfights going down. It looks like that is going to be in favor of your isolation squad.
Yep. iSolation gonna have to, they have the lead now. I mean, they're able to get it back. They should have gotten more on that first hard point, though. You start right next to the hill. You should be able to at least fight off that first wave. They spend the entire hill trying to fight for it back, and it allowed FaZe to get control over SK's. FaZe gonna make that time up right away, but interesting, they kind of leave Slasher out to dry. Everybody pushes out Snow, leaves Slasher alone to watch that back outskirts area. He's taken out fairly easy, and now it allows ISO to take control of the hill.
Yeah, it's a pretty back and forth right here. Only a 5-point differential, and it's definitely what you want to do with FaZe, because they're, you know, obviously such a slaying, powerful type team that you're going to want to be not necessarily scrappy with them, but you're going to have to fight the entire game to pull up the win. You're not going to dominate a team like that. You're going to have to like work on your rotations and stuff like that. And again, rotation is coming in. It was a bit of a tie. FaZe did get there slightly earlier, but still, players from iSolation are making the swarm, and they're in trying a good position. Enable's actually going to take out Slash right there, and that's going to open a window for iSolation to bust into the hill. It looks like that's what we're going to do. They're going to be punching out from both blue side and purple side, but Slasher getting a nice 2-piece, and then Zuma cleaning up Lethal. So Dito going to be your last live, and Enable able to take him out, so FaZe able to get control of blue.
Yep, Enable off to a nice start, 10-6 to kick things off, currently on a 3 streak. Something to also note is that, you know, FaZe, they've been sitting around for a little bit. iSolation just finished their match, maybe, you know, 10 minutes ago, not even. So they're actually shooting pretty hot right now. FaZe needs to get into the groove of things, because ISO's coming in, playing extremely well.
Yeah, both squads really doing a good job of breaking hills, and on the same note, both squads doing a pretty bad job of being able to hold off the kills, because FaZe able to, you know, break that hill after clearing everyone out, but then iSolation just came right back. So iSolation again taking the lead, but only by 10 going into this green hill, and it looks like iSolation this time has the early control.
Yep, ISO's gonna get early control of this hill. Let's see if they can lock it down. You see 2 kills from Nelson in the kill feed. Llama God on your screen. He had picked up 1. See if they can just hold this down. He's gonna put some shots down. Gonna get weak. He's gonna have to back down. It's gonna be Havoc. He's on the hill. Gonna have 1 player pushing to his right. Nice shots right there at Havoc. Able to pick up 2. Not able to get the 3rd. Nelson able to flood in. Not able to pick up those kills. FaZe though needs time. I feel like they're playing the game the correct way. They're just not picking up any time. You see Hook on your screen right now. Gonna elect to shoot the barrels. Gonna have another one coming low. Has a 3rd and a 4th player right there. It's gonna be Slasher picking up the 2nd in the kill feed. So FaZe doing a nice job starting to hold down green plat.
Yeah, and after all those kills came in for FaZe, you saw Enable on the hill right there actually turn and focus on Esky. So great recognition out of FaZe. We saw earlier I believe it was the SN squad on like the first match of the day that we casted, struggled a little bit to recognize when, you know, spawns got flipped, players going to be pushing from the other side. So obviously FaZe, one of the best teams in the game, recognizes it right away. iSolation was able to break the hill for a few seconds to retain the lead to about, again, 10 points again going into the final hill.
Yeah, FaZe making a very strong comeback here, though. Chance Enables outside on Snow, just trying to hold this area down, making sure nobody can jump up through that mid. Makes it very easy for his teammates to defend. The hill is contested, though. Enable's going to jump in. He's looking at his teammate directly to his left, jumps over the top of him, able to take out Llama God. Huge comeback here coming in for FaZe. They're down about 30 points, able to come within 3 seconds here. Definitely like the play out of them. Going into this 2nd rotation, Chance, what are you going to be looking for?
Honestly, more of the same. Both teams are doing like a really good job of breaking the hills, you know, back and forth. I think we switched the lead at least like 6 times just in this first half, which is absolutely ridiculous. And again, ISO was able to come and break the hill when FaZe had control of it, and then FaZe comes right back at the very end. So ISO does have a bit of a lead, but as competitive as it is, I think both teams just need to keep doing more of the same.
Yeah, I think if for FaZe, I think if they just kind of really just hold down those hills. They're getting there first. They're getting on their rotations perfectly. They just need to win the gunfights on the hill. And then if you're ISO, you need to get to those hills faster. Obviously, kind of like counteracting what we're talking about with FaZe. Hook on a 6 streak right now, but ISO, they do a nice job breaking the hills, but eventually you're not going to win those gun battles. You want to get to the hills earlier, play it a little bit better than how they've been doing the last, full rotation.
Yeah, and as you talked about it for FaZe, they did a good job for a little while there of kind of holding off so they can allow their roamers to do their thing and slay out before ISO even had a chance to get in the hill. But eventually, iSolation was just able to overload them and push straight through ice to break it again. So again, just absolutely ridiculous back and forth match right here. iSolation had the lead for this hill, but FaZe was able to take it away. So now they are going to have a 10-point lead on this SC's hill, and it looks like iSolation this time is going to be the first one there.
Yeah, Hook putting lots of good pressure, though, on the hill for FaZe. He was able to take out one, not able to get the second. See, Zuma's going to fly in there, force a team kill. Slasher able to pick up another one. FaZe should be able to attack this from the back. You see Hook, he's going to fly in, take out one. There's something interesting. We always know whenever we see Hook attack a hill, usually always at least takes one player with him. Usually always gets at least one player, trades that one kill. Slasher doing a nice job here, locking it down on a 3 streak. FaZe able to take this one back. Seems as if they're going to try and start to pull away with this one.
Yeah, have extended the lead quite a bit with a good bit of time left on the hill, but it looks like iSolation is coming back to at least make it scrappy. But there you go, see all the kill feed again is going to be red for there. They're going to be able to clean them out. So now you're going to be looking for iSolation to go ahead and rotate. You have one player pushing the Eski's hill again. That was going to be Nelson, but he's taken out. So iSolation does have complete control of this blue hill right now, but the players from FaZe are completely storming. It looks like they're just setting up the pinch right now to break it as soon as the hill spawns up.
Yep, Enable just going to be hopping up outside of that hill. He's taken out, waiting for a teammate to come in. Nelson, he's going to be looking outside window. He's going to be challenging some players. Looks like FaZe waiting to get all their players over there. You see 2 kills go down. They should start to flood it right now. Nelson on your screen, though. He's going to be able to take out one. He's going to get shot in the side from another. Enable trying to get in there with Hook. Hook's going to jump in as one player directly behind him. He's able to pick up that one. Hook going to get another assist through the window. Slasher, and they're in support. Nice hold right here from FaZe as they're able to break that setup. And I think what really allowed them to break it is that ISO played that from strictly in the hill. They didn't have anyone pushed out trying to get cuts away from the hill. As soon as FaZe got 1 or 2 players dead, they just flooded it and they were never able to take it back.
Yeah, and the way FaZe did that too was also picture perfect because you saw it took about 2 or 3 waves of them spawning up to actually be able to do it. You know, there was about 10 seconds of consistent contest time from FaZe, but consistently pitching the hill and always waiting for their teammates. And after they were able to do that for the 3rd time, trading all the kills and clearing ISO out, finally they were able to lock it down to keep their lead. Again, right around that 20-point mark, but again, ISO gonna be the first one on the next set of hills, but FaZe has been doing an outstanding job of breaking that right away. And now we're going back to a little bit of contest time, and whoever comes out top is gonna be in some decent shape. And it looks like FaZe with Hugh on that 3-piece now.
Hook just had the nastiest 3-piece ever. What? He was hiding down low, waiting for the right time to jump up, able to take out 2, absolutely crapped on the 3rd guy. Insane play right there out of Hook. FaZe looks like they're going to be able to take this one. I mean, they are just dominating this green flat hill. It's really where they made up a lot of their time. The first rotation of hills, they were able to make a little bit of a comeback. Now, able to hold this one down in the second rotations to really open the game up.
Yeah, and that 3-piece might really just be the play of the game, because had Hugh not been able to pull that off, potentially iSolation might have been able to get a bit of a comeback on that hill, but unfortunately that's not the case. They're going to be down by about 40 seconds, only 45 seconds left. FaZe just needs to contest or get a few more points, and the game's going to be over, and that's actually going to do it right there.
You ever watch like N1 Street Ball, Chance, where when somebody does something insane, they just end the game? Like the guy just runs out, like everybody just strobes the board, they just end the game, they just like surround the guy. If I was a host and I just saw Hoop do that, I would have ended the game today. I would have just been like, this is over, just end it, regardless of score, it's over. FaZe gonna win this first one. No, really, the thing that scares you about this FaZe lineup is just look at the slaying across the board. They can, all of them are capable of putting up big numbers. 39 and 31 for Hoop, 36 and 27 for Enable, 39 and 28 for Slasher, and then 32 and 36 for Zuma, doing a nice job putting the pressure on the hills. That is a very well-rounded game out of FaZe.
Yeah, and then even more so, the scary thing about that lineup is iSolation. It was close for until like the final 2 hills. It was always within 20 points, and I think the lead switched maybe 10 times throughout that entire game. But then as soon as iSolation just let up on the gas a little bit, FaZe was able to completely blow them away and ended up finishing with like a nearly 80-point lead.
Yep, so FaZe gonna take map 1 of the semifinals against iSolation. When we come back, try and get an update from one of the quarterfinal matchups, last quarterfinal matchup, SB versus TCM. and I will bring you map number 2 of this semifinal. Stay tuned, guys.